If you're recording, I'm just going to say eat a dick, just in case it's on recording.
Suck it, Greg.
Just edit it in somewhere.
It's going to be the cold open.
Draft Brewed Blast, Milwaukee's favorite premium beer.
More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Bavarians is for your man and you too.
Ortlieb's tastes good like a beer should.
Cheers, everyone, and welcome to the Unfiltered Gentleman.
That's right. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for joining. I am Greg. Welcome in, one and all. I am Mr. Monday Night. I'm being joined by the man, the myth, the Flex. What's up, buddy?
Oh, I couldn't be happier to be back, Greg.
So glad.
Couldn't be
so
happier.
glad you're back. We missed ourselves some muscles last week.
I'm so sad I missed it.
And keeping the salt train going is the Salty Sailor herself, Erica. How are you doing?
Ooh, ahoy, mateys. I'm happy to be here as well.
Aye,
Send
Captain.
all the pretzels.
Try to work in as many sailor jokes as we can today.
Okay.
It's going to be great.
I'm on it.
Nobody's going to get tired of that at
Nope,
all.
No.
Never. Thanks, everyone, for joining, for hanging, for listening. As I said before, it's The Unfiltered Gentleman. You can find us all over the webs, theunfilteredgentleman.com, on the socials, The Unfiltered Gentleman. Don't forget to hashtag show us your beers. And don't forget, if you're doing any shopping at Tavor, to use promo code UNFILTERED for $10. Also, you can find Flex on the gram, at FlexMeABeer, _ in between. And Eric is on the gram, at Neck Nosh. Go follow everybody. All right. Business is taken care of. Flex is looking very dehydrated. I think we should fix that situation and get some hydration going.
Grab your libations, pals. It's time for Beer of the Week.
And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend. And I'll say, I think I'll have myself a beer.
What are you having?
Well, tonight I am drinking. It's actually fun. The last time I was on the show, I believe I had a Hop Butcher beer
a couple weeks ago.
And tonight I'm having a Toppling Goliath Hop Butcher collab. It is a double IPA called Hot Dog Time Machine. The description on Untappd reads, "What is a hot dog time machine? We're so glad you asked. To begin, we have to explore why it even matters. Our amigos at Hop Butcher for the world shared the same interest as us in exploring the alternate reality of the fluffy IPA. We threw multiple types of wheat into our fluff capacitor, heavily hopped it everywhere except the 88-minute boil, and fermented with yeast primed for trans-temporal travel. Last year was certainly the worst of times, but now it's time to catch up with us on our journey and relish in this hot dog-fueled time travel adventure."
Nice.
Did you get all that?
Yes.
I did.
It was very punny.
So this is a double IPA with Vic Secret, Sabro, Simcoe, and Mosaic hops.
Nice. Good hops.
It's super tropical on the nose. A little bit of citrus coming through on the nose, and then when you dive in on the beer,
And I can give you some visuals. That thing is nice and hazy looking, like a cloudy day in the bay.
see that? That's gnarly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's hop forward. A lot of grapefruit on the palate. A little bit more medium than low on the bitterness on the back end. But I mean, this is it's light bodied, but it's fluffy, real smooth drinking, easy drinking. I mean, you'd never guess it's a double drinking at 7.8%. I mean, these are two Goliath brewing companies. Mm-hmm. No pun intended. In the Midwest, these guys together, they really put together an excellent, amazing beer. And the can art on this one it's second to none.
You know I love
And
this
if
Toppling
you're-
Goliath.
And especially if you're a Back to the Future fan.
Oh, favorite movie in the world. I love the flux or the fluff capacitor, what they called it, the 88-minute boil. I love all the references. I catch all of them.
It's great. I'm glad you got that.
Yeah, my dog is named Marty for a reason.
Oh, good to know.
Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that, but that is amazing.
Yeah, Marty the Brew Pup, a.k.a. Marty McFly. When he's in trouble, he's Martin. But I do have a little red vest for him, too.
Sweet.
I need one of those vests.
Yes, you do. Marty. Very nice. Well, I love all the Back to the Future references, and I hope you'll send us a fantastic picture because I can't wait to post that one. Well, before we get any further, Erica was telling me some things, and I don't know how much she's allowed to say, so I'm just going to leave it to her to share some fantastical news for her and Neck Nosh coming up.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Greg.
Please share.
Well, there is an app that people put their beer scores in and review them. That's having a big festival. They're in some Southern California area coming up. And they reached out to me just to be maybe one of the official vendors for their event, which is pretty rad.
Ooh.
It's hard to get into some of these really big events that are at stadiums and whatnot. And some of the VIPs may be getting hooked up with some Nosh. We'll see, but it's pretty exciting. And I am excited to be there.
That is awesome. Congratulations.
That sounds super exciting.
Yeah. So
this is an account. I believe they follow about 74 people, and I think I'm one of them.
what?
Is that too much?
Wow.
Too much? Giving it away?
Wow. Good for you. You're pretty special there, Flex. If that is your real name. I mean.
It's on his birth certificate. Fleximus.
It actually is.
Yeah. Derek was just a cover.
Yeah.
Kids were making fun of him in school. It doesn't count.
My mom saw the Marble Man in a magazine, and she thought his name should be Derek. So that's how I got my name.
All right.
That's hilarious. I like that.
Yeah, that's about all I have at the moment on my special news, but it is exciting and more to come, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess as you find out more, you'll probably be gramming it at
Neck
Nosh. Go follow all that and wait for the bigger news.
I can't wait to find out more.
Yeah, me either.
Samesies.
I'm really, really excited for you. This is big news.
Thank you.
Depending on how this shakes down, I'm hoping maybe I can convince Coley and some spouses to head on down to this undisclosed location with this undisclosed beer festival and
sponsored by this undisclosed account.
Right. Who knows what? I mean, there's just so many really big apps out there, right, that you review beers on and stuff. But
tons and tons.
But if you want to tap into some more information, you can just keep an eye on my gram. So yeah, but beer fests are so
That's
rad.
Awesome.
I'm going to be there.
Tap in, but don't undo it. Tap in. But don't undo it.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yep.
What?
I don't know.
Whatever you do, tap in, but then don't undo it.
Unfiltered Greg would know more about that whole prefix, but
as long as he unfiltered taps it.
Way to just dance right around it. You're very sly, Flex.
Well,
I'm a dancer like Patrick Swayze.
That's for sure. Well,
I'll lift you right up.
Don't put baby in a corner. The even cooler thing about this beer festival is that it's outdoors. It's an outdoor beer festival, so I hear. And there is something so magical about drinking outside. I don't know what it is. I love drinking when I'm out on the lake. And my favorite and really only good thing about Vegas is being able to walk up and down the street with beer in hand. I love that.
Right.
It also...
That is glorious.
Yeah. It freaked out my wife. She had never been to Vegas before as an adult until I took her. And I was like, all right, here's a beer. And I threw her 2 beers. I was like, put this one in your purse, hold these. And I was like, let's go. And she's like, what do you mean, let's go? Let's go. Vegas. It's Vegas. We're going to walk. We're going to walk and drink. And here in California, it's I think you'd be shot if you did
Absolutely. That. Yeah. Vegas, that's what's so cool about Vegas. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And beer fest.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
That brings up some memories. Do you anybody have any good beer festival stories? Think about it for a minute. I've been thinking about this for a couple hours. So I have a couple okay ones. First, a few years back, we did a thing with Surf and Suds. We gave out some VIP tickets on the show to Surf and Sud, which is a local beer fest down here. And of course, that meant we got some VIP tickets. And friend of the show, Dan, before he had, took a swim with his computer, we were hanging out. We were at the beer festival. And
thank you, Dan.
Yeah, and he's like, I gotta go hit the head. So he goes to the porta potties, which is always dicey at a beer festival. And he does.
Well, it's dicey anyway.
Well, yeah, but people have been drinking for hours, and he doesn't come back. And of course, I have no idea which one he went into, so it's not going to get in there and try and rescue him or something. So we're looking around, we're walking around, can't find Dan. All of a sudden, after an hour and a half, he just shows up out of nowhere, and I was like, "Dude, where the fuck were you?" He's like, "Oh, I went across the street to In-N-Out, got some food."
What? And they let him back in.
Well, I said, how'd you get back in? He's like, oh, I just found like a little crack in the fence.
Oh, dang.
Jeez. That is awesome.
Did he
That
bring
is
you
so
food?
Dan. No, what an asshole.
Well, so now I'm thinking, he's gone for an hour and a half. Is he eating that long, or was the line that long?
Well, In and Out could have definitely been a long line.
Yeah.
But it was so funny. He's like, where the fuck have you been? Like, I went to In and Out. Like, it was just like, why wouldn't I go to In and Out?
Yeah.
Don't you normally go to In and Out in the middle of the beer fest? Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
And then the next day I look at my phone and we had called each other like 3 times. I missed his call, he missed my call. And so I texted him, I was like, do you remember calling me yesterday? He's like, nope, not at all. I said, do you remember me calling you? He's like, nope, not at all. I said, me neither, but apparently we called each other a bunch of times.
Nice.
I don't know.
Sounds like a successful beer fest.
It was very successful.
Very typical.
And then quickly the other one was there was this tacos and tequila festival out here. It ended up being like more beer than tequila, which is fine. I cannot do tequila. Way to ruin my week. And
give me it all.
Yeah, oh, no thanks. And the wife and I, then girlfriend and I went and we were just putting them down. And I had my mom on hook for giving us a ride. It was somewhat close to her house. I was like, hey, maybe you could like give us a ride. We'll just stay at your house afterwards. That way we don't have to worry about getting back home and all that stuff. She's like, no problem. So I guess when she picked us up, we were shittered. We were 3 sheets. And the whole way home, which is like a 20-minute drive, I guess I kept telling the same story over and over again.
Oh, dear. Poor mom.
thinking it was like the first time each time.
Proud mom moment, I'm sure.
Oh, God, so proud. The next day, I said something in reference to that story. I was like, hey, did I tell you that such and such? And she goes, you told me about 7 times. I was like, really? I don't even remember telling you once. She's like, yes, 7 times. I was like, whoop, sorry about that. So
that's some lengthy car ride.
Yeah, I guess within 20 minutes, I was able to really get that story out there. So sorry, Mom.
Jabberjaw Greg, yowza.
Right.
Did Mom ever give you rides again, or was she done at that point?
Oh no, Mom's great. She's all about the rides. She'd come pick me up from 100 miles away if it meant I didn't drive drunk. So obviously there's Uber now, so Mom is less needed than she used to be. But yeah, she's great about that. So she's like, I'd much rather pick you up than have you drive home. So she's always been good. But I don't know, anybody else have, Erica, you have any
man, I mean, I get to work at Beer Fest and drink, so like being able to work and drink at the same time, there's just like nothing that compares. But yeah, it's like selling necklaces, take a drink, and then like that's really cool. But Rate Beer used to have Rate Beer Best Beer Fest. I don't know what happened to Rate Beer. You probably know the story behind that, Greg, but
I know they got bought out.
They got bought out?
Yeah, Budweiser.
Oh, Lord. Okay, well, they used to be really rad back.
Pour one out for the homies.
Yeah. And they, a few years ago, would at Sonoma County Fairgrounds, they'd have this amazing beer festival where 50 of the top breweries from the country would come. So it was ridiculous. But the story is always the after party, right? So we're like wrapping up and we're having such a good time, like 6 of us. And there was the Cicerone that was pouring Cantillon said, we're having like an after party. She just mentioned to one of our friends, like at this hotel nearby. We're like, oh yeah, we are totally showing up to that after party. So we hit the bars first, of course, because we hadn't had enough beer. And then we head to this hotel and we sit in the conference room or this whatever room it was, just getting ready for this after party. No one was there. It was dark. We're just like, man, I wonder if we got punked. Like, what the hell? But, they got to close up, the whole beer fest. So whatever. The back doors bust open. I kid you not. And people just start barreling in with kegs of beer left over from the festival, one after another. Like, we're just sitting there, jaws drop. And the crazy thing is nobody knew what beer was what. They didn't care. It was just like loaded into a van somewhere. And this was like Treehouse, Great Notion, Hill Farmstead, Jester King, like 3 Floyds. So here they are, like some solo cups sitting next to all these kegs of beer. And we're just like pouring it all night long. DJ comes in. It just gets crazier and crazier. Nobody wanted to sing like on the karaoke. So my friends and I were just like singing, dancing on the tables. And we got the Cantillon girl, the Cicerone, to get out there. And she was, doing some metal music. I mean, it was fun.
Damn.
And her Doc Martens like jumping off tables, and it was the
Waffle
best.
stompers.
Absolutely. Yeah. absolutely the best. So yeah, we felt
Sounds like a party I need to be invited to.
Right?
It was, and we were not supposed to be there. I mean, these were like the insiders, and we just kind of played it like, yeah, this is where we're supposed to be. This is our thing. So it was
Some
great.
of the best times comes from pouring at beer festivals. Like, first of all, that's how I met intern Brian. We were pouring. His wife worked at a brewery, and so she got him to volunteer for the day. And she's like, "Hey, do you want to help Brian pour? And you get free tickets. You can walk around and take turns drinking beer, and in the process pour beer." I was like, "Hell yeah, I do." That was good times. Your story reminded me of, there's this festival in Vegas. My best friend lives out there. We'd go every year. Lee's Liquor put on this huge event, and like it went to charity, but all over the country people would come. And the first time we went, as it was starting to close, one of the guys was like, just here, he had bottles and cans and so he didn't have kegs. Like, just take the full bottle. I can't bring it back with me. It's already been donated. So whatever I bring back, it becomes a whole like inventory issue. And he's like, just fucking. Wow. So he's like handing us full beer. So we're like, ding, light bulb. So myself and my friend's boyfriend, we start going around and collecting all these beers. And then we start taking it back to our girlfriends to hide in their purse. And so,
how big are these purses?
I know. I could just see them like dragging them out.
I'm thinking like, I'm hoping garbage bags. They have garbage bags.
Well, my friends especially, hers was ginormous. It was like diaper bag size purse. And she's stuffing them in. My wife, girlfriend at the time, is stuffing them in. And then like I had cargo shorts on, so I'm putting like 3 bottles in each pocket. And we walked out of there with a good like 40 beers. It was great. Now half of them were crap. Like one of the places was doing this like disgusting tequila aged beer, and like half the beers we got were that one. It was about the grossest thing ever. But I mean, there was still like good 20 beers that we could drink. Those two liked themselves. Like you fucking drink all the tequila beers you want. Oof. I'm gonna throw up. But oh god, it was so great. So the next year we tried it, and it was even bigger the next year, and it was outdoors this time. And someone gave me a case of water. Like they were closing up. They're like, "Hey, you want some water?" I was like, "Sure." I was hammered. I was like, "Sure."
Yeah,
they gave me a whole
bet that
case.
Was no coincidence.
Yeah, I know.
This guy,
you're gonna need all of
water.
This. Yeah. And so in that case of water, I tried to slip some bottles of beer like under the bottles of water. And as I got to the exit, security guard's like, "I gotta check that." I was like, "No, it's good. It's just water, bro." And he looks. He's like, "Mm-mm," and he pulls the beers out. Well, the good news is, and I didn't know this, the wife had stuffed her purse again, as did the best friend. And so while he was stopping me from my very see-through case of water, I was running decoy. They snuck out with pursefuls of beer again.
Excellent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Good teamwork.
Best wife and best wife's friend.
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. There's a reason I put a ring on it. She helps me be a drunk.
Solid.
Yeah, it was great. Flex, what about you? Any beer fest experiences?
Yeah, ready for the hate mail. I've never been to a beer fest.
What? All right, first of all, his address is 4363.
Honest to goodness, here I am, out here on a limb.
Wow.
Telling everybody I've never been to a beer fest.
First of all, I'd like to thank you for being vulnerable with us. I really appreciate that.
But good news, July 31st, right here in Wisconsin, there's I guess the brew fest you have to go to. It's actually called Brew Fest.
Oh, aptly named.
And I will be attending this brew fest as my first ever.
So what you're saying is you're going to go and get a full report for us. You're going to be working that day.
I am going to wear my lab coat. The sleeves will be cut off. The shorts will be short.
Better be.
And I am going to do a shit ton of research.
And you are going to be rocking some Nosh, right?
Oh, so much
You're going to be rocking the Nosh. I'll send the Nosh ASAP.
More importantly, around my neck.
Absolutely.
There's going to be so much Nosh around my neck. And I will give you guys 100% the full report on Brewfest.
This is very exciting. First timer here.
Yeah, you are really putting in the work for this show. I really appreciate your hard work there.
Yeah. I just can't wait. Can't wait for all the hate.
That is exciting, though. I'm excited to hear about your first ever Brewfest. I know I've made plenty of rookie mistakes with Beer Fest, and didn't eat beforehand or whatever.
Oh, so many stories.
There's no bigger mistake than not eating beforehand.
Well, the thing was, so I was really excited last year, obviously before the whole COVID pandemic. Eagle Park was opening up a second location here in Milwaukee, and they were planning on having a huge fest at their new location. But then obviously because of the pandemic, everything got canceled and everything got just washed away. So my buddy who was a member was like, yeah, dude, you're going to be my +1 at this fest. And I was like, yo, let's do it. And then everybody got sick. So, you know, and then the world fell apart and
I hadn't heard
Flex
about this.
went, Flex went brew festless.
Oh, no. You got blue beers from the fest tease.
That hurts the most.
Yep.
It does.
It does.
Well, I can't wait to hear
that
all
hurts the
about
most.
it. Yeah, that's, that'll leave you painted for a while.
Blue beers.
You're welcome. I'll see myself out now. Oh
no, you see yourself in every night.
Whoa!
Oh, Lordy.
Flex has been doing some research.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we find out about Flex's research, I was going to ask him about that. Let me tell you what I'm researching on right now and hit a little music. In honor of Scott, there's the Will Scott poured out theme. I am drinking, keeping on with the food theme, Great Notion, sorry, brain fart. Great Notion's Blueberry Muffin. And this comes to me.
It's my favorite muffin.
Is it? That is a good
yeah, blueberry.
With like the crumble on top, right?
No, so here's what I do. I eat the bottom of the muffin and then I fill the top with vanilla Greek yogurt.
Oh my god.
And then I eat the top of the muffin.
Mind blown.
Wow.
You got to try it. I'm just saying you got to try it.
Now I'm gonna. Maybe I'll put some yogurt in this beer. That sounds awful.
Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
Great Notion Brewing's Blueberry Muffin has a 4.33 on Untapped and a 98 on Beer Advocate. And I should say that 4.33 is based on 24,820 ratings. That's
insane.
That's quite the rating there. They say this tart. Oh, and it's 6%. They say this tart and whimsical blueberry treat will remind you of your family's freshly baked blueberry muffins. You know, as I put my nose in it, I have to disagree with the freshly baked blueberry muffin. I smell the blueberry, but it also it really has that tart beer smell, kind of that funky, soury smell to it. Not so much fresh muffin smell.
He's digging in.
Now, the taste is much more muffin-like. And as you can see, it's kind of funky, kind of reddish blue color going in there. So you definitely get blueberry, and you definitely get sour. I get some sort of warmth at the end that's probably trying to recreate like a bready type of flavor. I don't know if it's like a cinnamon or like a vanilla, but something in that region. I'm looking on the can to see if they said anything about that, and they did not.
I don't think you can. Yeah, you can't find it on the cans.
No,
you gotta look that up.
It is unfortunate, but this is a nice, easy drinking set like this. When I think of blueberry muffins, I don't think like a hot day. This is a nice hot day beer. It's tart. It's refreshing. It's only 6%. You could crush a few of these. I could drink this all day long. This is quite delicious, as they say.
That's awesome. That's been around for a little while, right? I think the Rate Beer Fest I was just talking about was the first time I had that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I remember the big hype around it. So.
I have not gotten my hands on Great Notion until I believe this year.
Okay.
And
same.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks to Tavor. Not like this is a whole show sponsored by Tavor or anything, but had it not been for them, I don't. You know what? That's not true. I did get one late last year from a friend, but that was the first one I'd ever had, and so far I've been pretty impressed with all of them.
Yeah, I love the one where you recreated the can art with your like suspendery thing going on.
The jammy pants? That was amazing.
That was pretty rad.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I had to dig out those old suspenders. My buddy got married and was like, we have to have suspenders. And I was like, why? What year is this? And so who knew I'd actually ever pull those out of the closet again?
I had a buddy who got married, and I was part of the wedding party, and he actually had a guy make homemade leather suspenders
oh my God.
for everybody who stood up in the wedding.
That's impressive.
And then everybody has like their initials like branded in the back of the suspenders. It was super impressive.
Wow, that's pretty fancy shit.
We're fancy here.
Pinkies up all the way. You don't fuck around. Flex, you alluded before we started recording that you did some research before the show started.
Yeah, I got together with a couple local beer buddies here.
Yeah.
And the Duke of Drinkability and my buddy Josh. And we hit up a couple tripping animals. I had a double vanilla pineapple milkshake, I believe, which was pretty solid.
Nice.
Another pineapple cherry sour from Tripping Animals. Again, another solid beer. We did a Great Notion. We did a Phase 3 Weldworks collab that would blow your mind. A milkshake IPA with guava and coconut.
Ooh, you had me at guava.
It is obnoxious. You can chew the guava in this milkshake IPA.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I feel really bad for everybody who can't drink it. And then
sound very sincere.
We had I am insanely sincere in that. It's probably one of the top 3 beers I've had this year thus far. And Phase 3 has the top beer I've had this year thus far.
Damn.
And then we
Those are
did
strong words.
I'm not kidding you, man. They do just amazing work, and I can't wait to go down there a little bit more into the summer around my birthday. I got vacation.
Nice.
It's only about an hour drive from my house, so gonna pay the tolls and I'm gonna go there.
You guys have toll roads up there?
Well, Illinois,
Oh.
they suck.
Yeah.
They really do. They suck so hard.
We don't have those down
and
here.
it's really it's really hard for me to admit that I like Illinois beer because when you're in, you're Wisconsin, you're a Packers fan, you're a Brewers fan, you fucking hate the Cubs, you hate the fucking Bears, you hate everything that has to do with Illinois except for Abraham Lincoln, and
Okay.
Hubbard's Cave, man. Hubbard's Cave, great beer.
Well, Hubbard's Cave, Hot Butcher,
Right.
Phase 3, Microphone. I mean, all these guys, Illinois really does pop out some amazing beer. And, I really do. I like to tout it because, I don't know, it's amazing beer and everybody should know that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right?
Everyone should
whether
know
you
it.
like the, whether you like the state or not, if you're rivals, whatever.
Yeah. Hey, fuck you, Illinois, but thanks for the beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I hate you, Illinois. Hate everything about your sports, but you make some goddamn good beer.
You heard it here.
Well, very good. I'm glad you got in some what sounds like some very important research today. Some good work.
And then some home brews in there
nice.
too, but then those are super outstanding.
Wish I could send my homebrew to people and have it not explode on the way. I'm always afraid that the bottle will pop or something.
Oh my gosh, I have a story about that.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, I've had my home brew explode before too. Well, I'm going to blame it on the husband, but we had that Mr. Beer kit and we're moving from the burbs to a more shady part of town. And I had that thing loaded in the back of my car. Totally kind of forgot about it. And as I'm driving along, all of a sudden it's like bam, 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 shattered glass. And I was just freaked out. I pull over. I thought I was getting shot at and the Mr. Beer exploded in the back of my car. So big problems there. One, my car reeked.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Horrible.
Yeah.
You get pulled over, ma'am, you've been drinking?
Right.
I swear I have not.
Did you ever use the Mr. Beer?
So
Right?
was it the Mr. Beer that exploded or the bottles that exploded?
It was the big, I can't think of the word for it right now.
Like the fermenter?
Yeah, the glass. It is the fermenter.
Yeah. I thought that was plastic.
No, whatever it was shattered. So
Yeah, I've done that before, and mine was glass.
yeah.
I've never done the Mr. Beer. I've had someone else.
I just got too lazy to bottle it, though. I didn't feel like siphoning it out. So
Bottling
I
is
was
such
done.
a pain in the ass. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
God.
done with it.
Yeah.
That's why I stopped. That's why I bought a kegerator and a keg. I don't
Yes.
bottle shit anymore. I
Same.
keg my beer. So much easier.
So much
Show me the way, Greg. Show me the way.
I can't tell you. I've had multiple batches just not carbonate in the bottle. Or one of them I tried it a month later. I was like, still not carbonate. It's been a fucking month. How weird. And then I just kind of forgot about it. And the wife's like, hey, how's that Kolsch doing? And I came back. It had been 3 months. Opened it. It was the most carbonated beer I'd ever had. It was so weird. But I have my buddy did Mr. Beer for a while. And he tried 2 batches. And both times like, hey, come try the Mr. Beer. And both times it tasted like apple juice.
It was
fucking carbonated.
awful.
That sounds horrible.
Yep.
That makes me glad I didn't finish mine.
Yeah, you probably weren't missing out on
Yeah.
much.
No.
It's all day IPA. I can get those anywhere.
Yeah. I can't tell you how it tastes, so I'll tell you how it smelled. And it just was not good. So I don't recommend 0 stars on that one.
0 out of 0. Or
0.
out of 5. Would not rock that. That's funny. All right, before we find out what Eric is drinking over there, and hopefully it's not Mr. Beer, I'm going to tell you that our old-timey word of the week is a Scotch warming pan. Scotch warming pan.
Flex's underwear? Is that what that means?
You're surprisingly not far.
Scottish. Oh.
It is a fart.
Oh.
Okay. So
I don't know how that translates.
Scottish warming what?
A Scotch
Pan.
warming pan. So like then evolved the Dutch oven, right?
Now
and then
we're
like
on
the
to
fruit
something.
cup, it's all food related.
Now
I like
something.
how you're just dissecting this because that's what
What's
I do.
Cooking in the kitchen, and we've all got food related beers. So we got the warming pan, which is also now called kind of like a Dutch oven, isn't it? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, you're a genius.
You're like the Sherlock Holmes of pretzel necklaces.
Tell me something new, guys. Come on.
She hears it all the time.
All right, a Scotch warming pan.
Scotch warming pan, which is so much longer to say than like, hey, did you just fart? We can like, hey, who had the Scotch warming pan over here? Like, the fuck did you just say?
Like, what would you say? Like, who just lit the Scotch warming pan?
Yeah,
that's horrible.
Oh,
Yeah.
when I think of Scotch food, I think of Scotch egg too, and then along with the fart, I see a connection. So I mean,
true.
There's things going on there.
Scotch eggs are great going in. That's where it ends.
Okay.
Isn't that all eggs? That's all eggs.
Touche. Well, this seems like a horrible transition, but
bring it on.
When's it going to be a good one after
Get
that
creative, Greg.
conversation?
Come on.
Yeah. Let's make a call to the pen and find out what Erica's drinking.
He calls to the bullpen for
beer.
Awesome.
What is you drinking?
I have New Glory Craft Brewery's Gummy Worms Chewy Pale Ale. New Glory is pretty rad. It's one of my top breweries here in Sacramento. They came in around 2012, and they were the first brewery to actually sell 16-ounce cans in Sacramento. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Revolutionizing the scene here in Sacramento. And this is a 3.85 on Untapped, and it is 5.8%. And here's a little synopsis. We make this juicy candy-like beer drinkable by using a careful balance of wheat, oats, and brewers to row barley. It is then aggressively dry hopped with Citra and Amarillo hops for all those sweet candied pineapple and fruit notes reminiscent of our favorite gummy candies. And it's lovely. When you pour it, there's like a thick, shiny head, kind of a gentle haze to it. It's like kind of tropical, a little tropical on the nose. Kind of, nice. It kind of reminded me of Flexi's beer description.
Dig in there. When you told me you're drinking gummy worms, I thought that was going to be a sour.
I know, and that's the thing. It's not like some ultra fruity thing. It's very subtle. So this is like a crushable beer for sure. So a little citrus bitterness. It's a good chug though, really. There's just some candy flavors in it.
And it's not actually brewed with gummy worms.
No, and it's like, I don't know, if it was an intentional or like an afterthought that, it's like, well, this has kind of got, the more you kind of drink, if you get a good drink of it, a good chug, that's where you kind of get the flow of a gummy worm taste to it. Like little sips, you're not catching that fruitiness, but I kind of think of like the gummy worm kind of drizzling down, and yeah, it's good. I was thinking about getting a keg of this.
I'm thinking maybe they drank it and they were like, hey, you ever have that red and white gummy worm? Like the cherry pineapple? And they're like, yo,
the name.
This is what this tastes like.
Good for you. You know that the red and white, is that what it is? Pineapple?
Well, I don't know. The white's pineapple. I don't know what the red is. It's strawberry or cherry or raspberry. I don't know. But yeah, that white part.
Red fruits.
It's just like the white gummy bear. Doesn't
totally.
Everybody know the white gummy bear is pineapple?
You're the fruit dude.
Yeah.
Clear or whatever it is.
Well, yeah,
Your little fruity
clear
flex.
white, whatever.
Yeah.
It's
we
my job.
We might get a keg of this for 4th of July. It's just one of those great. Everybody loves the gummy worms, and I have the old school can, which it's a little controversial because their cans were super rad. These mosaics they did.
That is awesome.
And then isn't that awesome? And then they redesigned them. So this will not be around anymore. But their new design is cool. And I think it's because they print on the cans now.
Oh yeah.
So
that'd be hard to print onto a can.
Exactly. And it's still really rad. And they have a quail on the new can, which is like a California, the California bird. So
yeah, big fan of the quails.
Yeah.
A quail guy?
Yeah, you remember Quail Man? Doug?
Oh, I remember Quail Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Doug. Yeah.
Doug.
Pork chop.
I'm so glad you researched before the show, Flex.
Yeah, me too. Hey, fun fact, the wife and I dressed up as Doug and Patty and had Marty as Pork Chop for Halloween one year.
Wow.
That is where I need the pictures.
There are pictures somewhere. I'll have to have her dig one up.
God, I love Halloween.
So good. Back when we could hang out with people. Remember those
Oh,
good
we
days?
used to throw raging parties for Halloween. We had a fire dancer at our house one time and a DJ.
Damn.
And 3 beers on tap. And yeah, I don't know. Don't even say Halloween to me
What
because I start
the
to get depressed.
hell?
Yeah.
We're coming up to Sacramento.
I know.
Yeah,
it's
I just bought my plane ticket, actually.
yeah, hopefully 2021 we'll be bringing it back because I
Good
love me some
Lord.
Halloween. Good
Sounds like
stories. Good stories.
A way better party than I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And if there's karaoke, I'm legit coming.
We can make it happen.
Are you a karaoke singer?
I'm a big karaoke fan.
You can see the way he's rocking that mic. He's holding
That's
on
true.
to it like he's...
High on You by Survivor. I will
All right.
crush that shit. Just saying.
Can you hit the high notes?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I'm not going to hit it on here. But when we come to this Halloween party and there's karaoke
Okay.
at Erica's,
Yeah.
yeah, you're going to hear it.
I love karaoke as long as I'm not the one singing.
Yeah.
You guys are no fun.
Will you sing some Meatloaf? You can come if you'll sing Meatloaf. Just because you're the
But I won't
youngest
do that.
of the bunch. Yeah, right? I won't do that.
I can't
just
do that
saying.
on the show. Greg's gonna lose all these listeners, and
Right?
we're not gonna do that.
Keep it relevant.
What listeners? I don't even release these things.
Oh, shoot. People are listening to this. How are you doing, everyone out there?
Yeah.
What do you like to do on Halloween?
Oh.
Let's start planning.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know. Yeah, seriously, we should start planning like Halloween parties when everyone's able to like, you know, do Halloween parties again.
The last Halloween party we went to, my wife I was Wolverine, so she threw eyeliner in my beard and my mustache and everything because I don't have dark hair, and it actually looked super, super good.
We need photos.
That was like the last Halloween we ever did anything. I have one. I'll send one to Greg.
Send it over.
I'll send it over. That was the last Halloween we had before kids, and then COVID, and
Were you
yeah.
wearing a shirt in that one?
It was like a beater. I feel like like Wolverine wore beaters. That was about what
true.
I was wearing. Yeah.
No one was looking at your face then.
Well,
Oh,
you're the sweetest.
that's sweet.
Nice lats. I have to think of a new muscle every time I compliment you. I think I've ran out.
No,
Oh God.
plenty of muscles around.
Yeah, I'll have to start Googling. Oh, well, Halloween, here we come.
Sweet phalanges, Wolverine.
Phalanges.
He does have.
Oh dear.
Oh, phalanges.
Yeah. Yeah. Claws.
Phalanges.
Yeah.
Is that a fancy name for claws?
Or
Phalanges
fingers,
are the finger bones.
aren't
Oh,
they?
okay.
Yeah. I guess it's a bone, not a muscle. Anyways.
Yeah, and then the toes are another langy, but I can't remember
Mhm.
which one.
Phalanges.
Yeah.
Nah, it's
That sounds right.
metacarpals and metatarsals. I
Yeah. Wow.
Good night, everybody.
Damn.
Flex boring everyone to death with physiology.
Flex nerds out. It's either me telling you about computers and microphones or Flex giving you the rundown of the
Do
human body.
not
The
ask
metatarsals and
for
metacarpals.
microphone feedback.
Yeah, don't. It's either us doing that or Erica's going to tell you about the different types of salt you can put on pretzels.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry,
Exactly.
everyone.
Or what an unsalted pretzel is. But yes, just don't. We've all got our nerd out moments. It's just human nature.
That is for sure. Yeah. Never ask me for audio advice. It'll turn into a fucking essay.
I love it.
Anyways, all right. So beer things. Erica, have you had Three Weavers Brewing?
I must have because I have a hat of theirs that they gave me at a Brewfest, so I'm sure I drank it, but I don't remember.
I love hats. I'm guessing.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say I love Three Weavers. Like, you guys get Three Weavers out there? That's awesome.
I just love hats. Give me all the hats.
I'll have to make you a hat and send it out there then. We're making some hats soon. Anyways, Three Weavers down here, LA, local brewery. This is probably about 2 years ago. They merged in quotes with CANarchy, which is the group that's owned by Oscar Blues. It's kind of like a consortium of breweries, and they're able to, distribute more because of that, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, interesting thing is, breaking news this week, Lynne Weaver, the starter of Three Weavers Brewing, has planned to buy back the brewery from CANarchy. There are not very many details about what or why or whatever, but she's got a group together of investors, and she's going to buy back the brewery, and she's got some plans for expanding and opening up a location at Hollywood Park, and just not something you usually see, like, hey, we kind of sold out. Nah, I want it back. Just kidding. So we'll see what happens
Good
there.
for Lynn.
I like their beer.
Do you think that's just because how the craft beer industry is running now? That they're like, hey, let's get back into it?
Maybe, or maybe because like everyone took a hit during the pandemic, it's at an all-time low price, so she can't afford to buy it back. I don't know. The weird thing is, being a part of CANarchy, she was being distributed all over. They were part of this like multi-pack with other breweries. So you would think the exposure was really good before. Apparently, there must be some bad blood in paradise over there. I don't know. Hopefully details will emerge.
Yeah.
Unless they're trying to now capitalize off of the exposure.
Could be. Yeah, I guess time will tell.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Yep. Very weird. I hope more details come out because no one else is talking about it, and I need details, people.
We're the first on the Unfiltered Gentleman.
That's right.
We're talking about it.
People. Yeah.
Shaking things up.
Yeah. This is, I just laughed at this one. Define an unfortunate name association. Corona has come out on top as the world's most valuable beer brand, according to Brand Finance's 2021's ranking. So
most valuable?
Even with the even throughout the coronavirus, Corona remains the top valued beer brand.
Wow.
In the world. Corona has retained the title of the world's most valuable beer brand despite recording a 28% drop in brand value down to a small $5.8 billion. Belgian beer brand Michelob is the fastest growing brand, posting 39% growth in brand value. Australian brand XXXX, never heard of it, and Spain's Estrella Damm are the second and third fastest growing brands, up 37 and 31%. But the world's top 50 beer brands lost 16% of their cumulative brand value due to the pandemic. And we kind of mentioned this last week. I think it was last week. And we were sort of hoping that the reason that the big beer lost so much during the pandemic was that people were trying to support local. That was the case.
Definitely.
So, and here are the top 10 most valuable beer brands in the world. Starting at number 10, Asahi. Number 9, Miller. Number 8, Kirin. Number 7, Modelo. Number 6, I cannot read because it is in, I believe that's Korean, but don't quote me on that. Number 5, Bud Light. Number 4, Victoria. Number 3, Budweiser. Number 2, Heine. And of course, number 1, Corona.
Can I tell you a really funny Heineken story real quick?
Please.
Mm-hmm.
So, my daughter's birthday was this past fall. And my brother-in-law drinks, he's very spotty with whatever he drinks. Like, he's drinking something different every 3 months. So Heineken was his thing. So my wife bought a 6-pack of Heineken for her brother. A couple weeks later, I'm staying up late watching like a Monday night football game. And I'm like, you know what? I need another beer. So there's one Heineken left in the fridge. Take it out of the fridge. Crack it open, walking around my fridge because it's a commercial break, trying to look for something to eat, and I'm like, "You smells like a skunk is in my backyard." And I'm like, holy shit. And I look out my kitchen window in my backyard and I don't see anything. And then it took me about 3 seconds to realize as I took the beer past my nose again, I'm like, holy shit. This Heineken stinks like a fucking skunk.
Mm-hmm.
And it was atrocious. And it made me realize I can't believe anybody actually drinks this beer.
You know, after this beer, we should have a beer sometime.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Ugh.
Just
fitting.
Just the absolute worst.
Did either of you guys hear the episode where I tricked Scott with a Heineken 0.0?
No.
Back in the good old days when we got to do podcasts in person, when we were doing Will Scott Poured Out, I gave him a Heineken 0.0. And of course, the whole thing was like he can't see what it is. And
Okay.
I'd put it in a bag or tape it up or whatever. So I poured it in a cup so he couldn't see what it was. And I handed it to him. I said, and the rule was like I couldn't hand him like cat piss. It can't be anything like that. But just, I'd hand him
Like it has to be a beer.
Right. And we'd play Will Scott Poured Out. And he drank it. And I was like, so what do you think? He's like, it's okay. And I was like, what flavors you get? And he's like, yeah, it just kind of tastes like a light beer. I was like, all right, not know anything about it. What do you think? Would you go buy it? Would you drink it again? He said, I'd definitely drink again. Maybe I'd buy it. Maybe not. I don't know. I was like, all right. He goes, what is it? I was like, Heineken 0.0. And he almost spit it out. He's like, I'll never drink this shit again.
That reminds me of when he ate the Modern Times food. Not
Fucking
knowing
cowboy
it
burger.
was vegan.
Yeah. Oh, Scott and his vegan cowboy burgers.
What a guy.
Kind of like an O'Doul's kind of thing then? There's no alcohol content?
Yeah, it's their 0.0. There's no alcohol in it. And,
Yeah, okay.
It's it tastes like Heineken, but a little waterier.
Yeah.
Kind of tastes like a shitty light beer. Yeah.
I like that.
I wouldn't
Will Scott
recommend
drink
it.
Well, so then that brings you to the question is it better than regular Heineken because it's watered down skunk? Or is it worse than Heineken because it doesn't even get you drunk?
I'd say it's worse because at least on a Heineken, you have the potential of getting drunk.
Getting
On
drunk,
This one,
yep.
you're just...
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you're just drinking skunk for no reason.
Ugh.
So...
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll end it on this one. This is a good one. A bride cancels a wedding after her husband shows up drunk. This is from India. A 22-year-old bride from Pratapar? Sure. Walked out of the wedding ceremony after her would-be husband and his band of guests turned up drunk at the venue and tried to force her to groove to music on stage before exchange of vows. Sensing the insult, the bride's family swiftly held the groom and the baratis, which apparently is like the groom party, hostage and asked them to return dowry gifts even as cops arrived to mediate amidst the heightened drama in the district's Tikri village. The woman refused to budge even after the groom's family called police requesting them to mediate and solemnize the wedding. Talking to whatever this news outlet is, a farmer from Tikri village had arranged his daughter's marriage with a Ravindra Patel of, oh my God, so many names. Arranged marriage with this person and in this place. And I am not the person to read four names. My apologies to everyone involved. He made necessary arrangements for the ceremony, but the groom and the baratis arrived drunk. Initially, the bride's family ignored the overtures, but the situation turned ugly when the groom pressed the bride to dance before the ceremony. When the bride refused, the groom created a ruckus. Irked by his behavior, the bride walked out and her family members held the baratis captive. Police were sent SOS and they rushed to the wedding venue to resolve the issue. The crisis ended when the groom's family agreed to return cash and other gifts taken from the girl's family when the marriage was fixed. Whew.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. If my bride is not willing to groove before we get married, she don't deserve to get married to me.
Got to feel that music.
Right?
Yeah, if every time that happened.
Take that stick out of the ass. Like,
Yeah,
we're getting married, we gonna dance. Straight up.
She was looking for an out. She was looking for an out, and he brought it. But
That's
the
what
cops
it's-
showed up. Dang.
Yeah, to get the cops involved and
Premarital dancing.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Not that premarital dancing. That is frowned upon.
All I know is she sounds like the worst, and he's probably better off.
Yeah. I mean, he sounds like a class act also, but let's not pretend that I showed up to my wedding totally sober.
Well, you what? Sober?
No.
Let's not pretend.
Oh, you did not. I was going to say, nobody gets married sober nowadays.
Yeah. Well, the quick story about my wedding. We were supposed to show up at a certain time. And so the guys were back at my place. The girls were over at Coley's house getting ready. The guys are at my house getting ready. And Big Dick Nick from the Booze League, Coley's husband, he brings over some barrel-aged beers from Firestone. So we're cracking open some like Sticky Monkeys and some great shit. And we're like mid-bottle. And all of a sudden I get a call from one of the bridesmaids. It was like, hey, we're running behind. You guys are going to have to go first to get your pictures taken instead of us first. And I was like, that's not a great idea right now. Can we not do that? Like, no, you have to. And I was like, fuck. I was like, all right, everybody, plug and chug. Here we go. So we are pounding these barrel-aged beers and putting on our clothes, trying to get the fuck out, calling Ubers to get down to the venue. And
you guys were naked, drinking naked? Did you put your clothes on? Okay.
Now that's a party.
I'm sorry. Keep it going.
Yeah, we're swinging. So, but yeah, so we had to pound these barrel-aged beers, and by the time we showed, and of course, I also packed beer to go. I was like, you guys want some roadies, right? So I got like the cooler bag and I packed some beers in there because I knew what time the kegs were showing up. So, we had like an hour or two before the kegs got there, and so it was good times.
Wow.
Very hydrated. I don't remember the end of the night, so.
Wow.
Yeah. I always tell people, my best man, his name is Adon, and then also Big Dick Nick was in the wedding. I said, everyone needs an Adon and a Nick in their weddings because Adon will make sure everything continues and keeps going. He's the responsible one. And Nick will make sure you never run dry. My beer never ran out, and I don't remember the end of the wedding. So
good work.
See, I remember
accomplished.
I was about 4 vodka Red Bulls deep before I got married.
Nice.
And I remember the end of my wedding night. You can put this on the show or not. I don't care. So we got limoed around, all day long. So we got in my in-laws' car. And before they got into the car to take us to our house, my wife turns to me and goes, I don't care how tired you are. We're having sex tonight. And that was the end of my wedding.
All right.
Ended on a high note.
Just setting expectations out there.
The highest of the high. And I was just like, all right.
Found yourself a good one. What are you going to say to that? No thanks? I mean, come on.
Well, exactly. That's
fantastic.
Like, whatever. I guess I'll take it.
Yeah. Luckily, we had lots of good beer at our wedding, so Nick was keeping me well hydrated.
Yeah, we had good beer flowing at our wedding, and I don't know if that's why the toasts were so freaking horrible. Oh my gosh. My dad toasted a story about someone who wasn't me. My aunt had 3 pages written down that she read to everyone. And
like
then
front and back or just
it was like went on forever. Stop and smell the flowers. God. It was just a lot. It was a lot. It was sweet. It was a lot. And then this is to top it off. My husband's grandpa ended his with, she doesn't deserve him.
Huh?
And of course he meant to say the other way around, but the whole room just jaw dropped. It was
but everyone's sphincter tightened. And...
Yeah. So
speak for your own sphincter.
Yeah.
How dare I?
Way to have boundaries. Good job, Flex.
I know.
Hang on to this.
I'm gonna have to have this out just for time, but we had a shit show of speeches. So my best man was the only one to write down his speech, and his was great. It was perfect. He wrote it out. It was funny. It was to the point. It was about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
What else could you ask for? Oh, my mom. My mom did a great job too. She wanted to say something. Wrote it down. Wasn't funny. Great speech. Her maid of honor got up there. Thought she could wing it. 17 minutes.
Shut up.
Mm-hmm. Her dad pre-gamed, so he stumbled his way through his speech.
Wow.
Yeah. It was good times. It was good times.
So it just never goes well. That's just the moral of the story.
Best man, my older brother, wrote his speech in the limo ride to the venue.
But at least he wrote something down.
Yeah, it wasn't much because it was on like a 2x3 note card. Like,
it's like a studying for a test.
It was horrible. Absolutely. I couldn't have been more upset with him. Fucking
guy.
Great guy. Love him. Love him to death.
Well, luckily, I think it's safe to say all of our spouses put up with our drinking habits.
Yeah, I don't think she enjoys it, but
our options are limited.
I got a sneak beer still, but whatever.
That's true. All right, very good. Let's wrap things up here. Hit some music. Thank you all for joining. Thanks for listening. You know where to find us, The Unfiltered Gentleman. Find Erica at Neck Nosh on the gram, all one word. Flex on the gram at flexmeabeer_ in between. Oh, and stay tuned to Neck Nosh for the beer festival that shall go unnamed announcements.
Yes.
Those will be coming up soon.
Exciting things to come.
And hi, Vanessa.
I was just about to. Thank you. I totally forgot last week. I got
one.
drunk and distracted. Hi, Vanessa.
Hello.
And you know what? Hi, Wendy. I haven't said hi to Wendy in a while. So
group hugs.
Hi. Yeah. Hello, everybody out there. Erica, thanks for hanging out with us again tonight. Much appreciated.
Glutton for punishment.
This will be the last time you see Erica. She's never going to hang out with us again. She's we've said too much now.
It's good knowing
she's
you.
on to us.
I wouldn't either.
Flex is trying. So with that, 805-538 beer. Drunk call us, please. With that, we'll wrap things up, and I would request that you stay very well hydrated. And on that note, good night, everybody.